रितेश, बड़े चुप चुप लग रहे हो। एवरीथिंग अराउंड इंडियन क्रिकेट, रोहित शर्मा बॉदरिंग यू क्या?
It is bothering me, Shomi. Rohit Sharma, white ball maestro, World Cup winning champion, five times IPL champion, falling so short as a test captain.
देखो यार, टेस्ट क्रिकेट तो अनफॉरगिविंग है ही। आई मीन, इफ यू हैव द स्लाइटेस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ फ्लॉ, टेस्ट क्रिकेट विल एक्सपोज इट। एंड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट रोहित शर्मा, द काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स दैट ही डज इन द वाइट बॉल फॉर्मेट versus his tactical astuteness or the depth that a test captaincy demands, I think they are starkingly different. So yeah, it's heartbreaking, but क्या कर सकते हैं?
Exactly. And as you know, here it is not so much about the quick fixes. And for God's sake, it's not about using the same T20 formulas. For example, need a wicket, get Bumrah. We need to have other strategies as well. Else, we are just going to sap out and destroy Bumrah.
ऑफ कोर्स, और ये स्ट्रैटेजी हम कब से मुंबई इंडियंस में देखते आ रहा है, एंड नाउ इन टीम इंडिया एज वेल। बट या, you're right, the lack of a non-T20 strategy, be it the bowling choices or be it the shot selection of some players, I think that has been baffling in this particular series.
Don't even get me started on that. Wild shots, reckless risk, strategies straight out of T20 playbooks, though sometimes entertaining, but have been frustrating in this series, show me.
I completely agree with you, but it's obvious that कि T20 ने टेस्ट पे इम्पैक्ट तो किया है, और it might not be as impactful or as catastrophic as you are imagining it to be at this moment.
I believe it when I see the data. You got any proof, or is just one of your feel good theories, show me?
Of course, I have proof, Ritesh. You know SciTri podcast better. Here, we do not share opinions. Here, we only share facts and data. And in fact, this data has been generated by scientists from revered universities through thorough scientific studies, and they are published in peer-reviewed journals. और क्या चाहिए तुमको? When we are talking today, we are deep diving into a study that looks into how T20 is influencing Test cricket. It's a study that was published by a scientist called Scott Nichols and his team from University of Derby, and this was published in Sports Innovation Journal in 2023. और कुछ चाहिए तुमको proof?
This is good, show me. This is what SciCry podcast is all about.
Yes, but before we get into it further, let me give out a disclaimer कि ये जो स्टडी हुआ है, इसका results are based on data from 2000 to 2020. And now, as cricket is evolving, some element of it might have got a little bit outdated. Especially, I say this because baseball has flourished post 2020, and it has completely turned Test cricket upside down. Hence, the researchers might want to revisit their data some point of time or the other whenever they do a future work on this.
Not just baseball, show me. Our very own jazz ball also came after that. But on that note, welcome to the SciCry podcast. Let's dive into the big picture. Jaldi jaldi batao, how exactly is T20 gate crashing the test cricket?
तुम बहुत ज्यादा जल्दी में लग रहे हो, मैं तुम्हें बताऊंगी भी, लेकिन उससे पहले why don't we test a little bit of your instincts? एक थोड़ा सा गेम
Okay.
खेला जाए? रेडी?
Uh, Not just ready, we are ready.
चलो, ओके, रेडी स्टेडी गो। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, think the number of test matches played per year has increased, decreased, or just the same post the advent of the T20s?
I would say it has decreased.
Correct. Moving on. What about the batters hitting boundaries? Are they less, more, or just the same?
Of course, more.
Nope. They are actually hitting lesser boundaries. Going to the next question. What about the sixes? Zyada, kam, वैसे ही.
I'm thinking now, but I think they have definitely gone more.
बिल्कुल सही जवाब। हम आगे चलेंगे और आपसे पूछेंगे कि आपको क्या लगता है रिजल्ट्स के बारे में। Are there more draws, lesser draws, or just the same number?
Lesser draws, pretty much sure.
Right. The last one. Are the test matches ending quicker?
I think they are ending quicker.
Think about it.
इंडिया तो 2-3
Not
दिन में
really.
हार जाती है.
They aren't really ending quicker as we perceive it to be.
That's really surprising, show me.
But yeah, hold on to the thought, Ritesh. It's a little bit of a mixed bag there. I can tell it to you right now, or maybe we can just get into the paper, deep dive into it, and kind of let the story unravel on its own. Kya bolte ho?
Let's go ahead.
Coolio. So I'll give you the gist of what this paper actually suggests. So they actually look into the trends of how Test cricket has been played over 2 decades, and then they try to correlate it with the rise of the T20s. ये लोग 724 टेस्ट मैचेस को स्टडी किए हैं that were played in between the 8 major test playing nations from 2000 to 2020. और फिर इन्होंने ये जो पूरे 20 साल का टाइम है इसको 2 एरा में डिवाइड किया है. पहला है the pre-T20 era, which is in between 2000 to 2005, basically before T20 cricket became a global phenomena. And then the post-T20 era, which is in between 2006 to 2020, which is after T20 had really taken over the cricketing world.
2 decades of data show me that's a massive undertaking.
It is a massive undertaking. और इन्होंने इसके बाद भी they have tried to understand the impact of T20 on test by looking into various key matrices. Number one, the number of test matches that were played to see if T20 has actually reduced the prominence or the occurrence of test cricket. Number two is the percentage of runs that were scored by boundaries and sixes, basically to reflect whether the batting, the game playing, is still following a classical route or it has taken a lot of influence from T20 or not. Number three is the run rate to understand, to measure the scoring aggression. Number four, the match duration to see if games were actually ending faster. And number five, the results of the match to assess whether teams are now chasing wins rather than settling for draws.
So, is there any prior work done in this segment?
काफी सारे काम इसमें हुए हैं, but they were pretty much anecdotal in nature, not too much systematic. People would say things like कि players are getting more aggressive, test cricket अपना charm lose कर रहा है, but solid data was a lack. There was one paper which looked into only India and Australia, and hence you would understand the scope of the paper is also pretty limited.
So, from that aspect, this paper definitely fills a gap.
Yes, it does. And as I mentioned before, it takes into account 8 major test playing nations. It has also taken into account conditions. For example, किसी match में अगर बारिश हो गई है, तो they have taken into consideration that. They've looked into strategy. They have also looked into rule changes. For example, DRS was one of the major introductions during that phase of time. And they have also taken into account all these various factors to ensure that their findings are robust.
Interesting. So, let us help us understand and unpack some of the key findings through this paper, Shomi. So, first, tell me what's happening with the number of test matches. I would assume that we are playing lesser, right?
See the overall number, the overall trend sees a drop from 8.5 test matches in the pre T20 era to a 7.7 in the post T20. But hold your horses because there is a trend basis countries, and I'm sure by the end of this conversation, you will be very, very happy. अगर हम various countries में देखें, Pritesh, as you can see, that England have seen no change. On the other hand, countries like South Africa, Pakistan, even Australia have seen a decline. And when it comes to West Indies, the decline is very significant. They have seen a decline of 3.7 test matches per year. But when we look into India here, we see that the trend is completely opposite. And in fact, India have increased playing test matches by 1.2 match per year, which is amazing because in spite of the fact that देयर हैज बीन आईपीएल फीवर और हम लोग हमेशा बोलते रहते हैं कि आईपीएल टेस्ट क्रिकेट को बर्बाद कर रहा है. We still see a ramp in India's test cricket commitments. We also see a very similar trend when it comes to the New Zealand cricket.
That's incredible, Shomi. To put an opinion here, does that mean that it is about the commitment towards the test cricket? And if you want to, you can make it work. Like if you have a will, there is a way. And it is not fair to blame T20 culture for that trend.
It's certainly about commitment, Ritesh, but I feel there are other factors at play too. For example, Test cricket organization is expensive, and many boards might not have the right resources in spite of having the intent. For example, South African board had come out and said that they do not have sufficient amount of money, and hence they have conceptualized a T20 league like SA20 to fund Test cricket in their country. I assume that there are similar situations for countries like Pakistan, that they do not have sufficient amount of resources. On the other hand, there are also countries like West Indies where there is a resource crunch as well. But in spite of that, I would believe that West Indies have actually lost a world class side to franchisee league, and their board has also been very vocal about it. We had seen how West Indies have struggled even to get qualified for the World Cup.
I completely agree, Shomi, and I'm surprised about Australia's trend of the drop in the number of test matches, but probably there are three key reasons to explain that. Firstly, that the Australian board wants to balance the workload on their players, which makes absolute sense. Secondly, that Australia focuses a lot on more prestigious test series, such as Ashes, such as Border Gavaskar Test Series, and hence have a limited focus in that segment. And thirdly, that with the advent of WTC, it has kind of balanced out the number of test matches that each of the countries are playing.
That's pretty much a good plausible cause. And with the WTC coming in, definitely there is a certain amount of parity.
But I'm proud of India's test commitment, Shomi. And there's an interesting observation that the time period of this study coincides with the time when Virat Kohli took over as a captain. And India focused a lot to retaining its number one test position and to win overseas. It's a happy data for all of the Indian cricket fans, Shomi. But अब
Yeah.
थोड़ा सा मैचेस से आगे बढ़ के ये देखते हैं कि what are your findings about the batting through this paper?
बैटिंग इज वन स्पेस जहां पे T20 क्रिकेट ने टेस्ट क्रिकेट को बहुत ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट किया है, एंड वी ऑल नो दैट, बट नॉट प्रोबेबली एग्जैक्टली हाउ वी परसीव इट. अब अगर चौके की बात करेंगे, तो across the board, across the countries, we can see there is a decline in the percentage of runs scored by boundaries. There is a decline of 3.1%. When it comes to India, we are seeing that runs scored by fours have dropped by a whooping 7.3% in between 2000 and 2017. While when it comes to Pakistan, the drop is even more steeper and they have gone down by 8.7%. On the other hand, when we are trying to look into the runs scored by sixers, there is an increase, as you would expect. At the overall level, there is an increase by 0.8%. But when we look into India, they have recorded a 3.6% jump in the runs scored from sixes in between 2000 and 2020. And when it comes to West Indies, as expected, they have seen an even more higher increase of 4.5% in between this particular time period.
So that means that the fewer grounded shots and more aerial firework. So that means it's a mindset shift, show me. So several players which play T20 also play the test matches. So it appears that as if the test batters are channelizing their inner T20 stars, prioritizing sixes over steady scoring. But that brings me to a question that does that mean that the average runs scored are getting higher?
Unfortunately, Ritesh, this paper doesn't talk about run scored as an objective parameter. Instead, they talk about the run rate. And that might be a slight lacuna of the paper, but yeah, that's what it is.
Just trying to link it back to more number of sixes. So that means that the batting has become more aggressive. So that should reflect that the run rate must have skyrocketed, right?
No, the run rates have actually stayed pretty stable, ranging in between 3.1 to 3.3 runs per over. There's a very interesting observation here. For Australia, and for Australia alone, the run rate have actually gone down post the T20 phase. The way the authors have tried to explain this, they have put up a plausible cause that maybe because Australia was so dominant in between 2000 to 2009, they were consistently ICC ranked number one team. Because of this dominance, they were probably scoring at a very extraordinarily high run rate. And that is the reason why we are seeing this drop.
Fascinating, Shomi. So number one, that for Australia, the run rate has dipped. Number two, for other teams, it has remained more or less stable. So that means that the players are swinging harder. the scoring tempo hasn't really exploded in that proportion. So that would actually translate into that it's like burst of aggression, which is balanced by the phases of classic test style caution.
Or you might just think that for every pun, there's a Pujara.
Yad mat dilao. I miss Pujara in this series and his ability to stay stubborn across the days. But talking about the days, आजकल तो I would assume or I perceive that the average number of days per test would have come down, right?
बारे में ना बहुत सारी बातें हुई थी, बहुत सारे ऐसे परसेप्शंस थे कि नंबर ऑफ डेज ऑफ अ टेस्ट मैच हैज रिड्यूस्ड और इसी के बेसिस पे बहुत ये भी डिस्कशन हुआ था कि whether we should reduce the number of days of a test match from 5 to 4. For this study, they have actually found that there has not been a great change. Earlier, it used to be 4.5 days of test matches at an average. Now it has come down to 4.3. The only team that has an average of less than a 4 day of test match is West Indies, and they are averaging at about a 3.9. So, to answer your question, no, isn't much change in the duration of the game.
That's interesting. And to be honest, a little counterintuitive as well. These matches must be producing more results, I would assume.
Exactly. The number of draws have dropped severely. I mean, they have undergone a 17.4% drop in the number of draws that used to happen in the pre T20 era.
So the teams are actually pushing harder for the results, and this could be actually linked to T20 as a cultural shift. Players are more aggressive, bowlers are more attacking, and the pitches are more livelier than ever before.
Exactly. You have got it spot on.
This has been a reassuring discussion, Shomi, and based on the data we have just seen today, we can safely say that the Test cricket is evolving and T20 has left its mark to the game. However, the Test format is holding its ground and is staying true to its core. We have seen some exciting shifts, like we have seen lesser number of draws, more sixes, but the stable run rate reflects that the Test cricket has kind of like remained consistent and it still requires that its true endurance and grit and the grinding for what it was known as. To be honest, Shomi, it kind of like reminds me of the evolution of the basketball and its journey. You know, basketball shifted from a slow, defense driven game to a fast, high scoring, action dominated game, courtesy to some of the changes in the rules that have been brought into slowly but steadily. But at the heart of the basketball, it is still a very skill driven and very strategic game, which hasn't really changed.
Test cricket, just like basketball, is also adapting to modern demands. But I believe that it's still pretty early in terms of its evolution. And just like basketball took its own time to find its balance, Test cricket will also need some more time to find that final rhythm. So let's wait and watch.
Hello, that's an happy conclusion, Shomi.
And I hope you're feeling a little better than what you were in the beginning of this podcast. I believe it has been the same for our viewers who have not been in the best frame of mind over this last week because of course, Indian cricket. But yeah, I hope today's episode was enjoyable. We will be back with more such episodes, more such insights, and more such findings at the Side Right podcast. But till then, you think sharp and play smart.